So these are all the things we have seen so far. See how wonderfully it was taken and it was presented. Beautiful notes. If you just get the printout of it and keep it with you, it will be really helpful for you because the entire notes is taken in the hint form. See what is the content in one page. You have to read at least 10 pages in the book. So having these notes with you will help you in all stages of life. So these are all the things we have seen so far. So the last class we discussed the principle of equipartition energy and heat capacity of gases. And now this is what we discussed in the previous class, the modifications that are carried out in the ideal gas equation or the kinetic theory of gases to suit the ideal gas equation to the real gases. So the first modification that was carried out is in the volume, because in the kinetic theory of gases, it is assumed that gases are point masses. They are with the mass but a point. So they are point masses, therefore their total volume is negligible when you compare the total volume of the gas. But actually, molecule is an incompressible solid material, which is a spherical. It is not a point, it is a spherical, incompressible material. So at high pressures, what happens? The volume of the entire gas remains the same, but the total volume of the molecules increases. So the volume of the gaseous molecules is not negligible at a higher pressures. Similarly, the intermolecular forces, actually ideal gases are those gases with no intermolecular forces. They neither attract each other nor repel each other, but this modification has to be carried out to make an alteration in the ideal gas equation so that the equation can be
Sir, screen the remote, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So the modifications are to be carried out. The second modification is the existence of intermolecular forces. So these two corrections led to the real gas equation. Now look here, watch closely. Actually, the real gas equation was given by van der Waal. So what van der Waal assumed, number one, the gaseous molecules are not point masses, they are rigid spheres. That was the first assumption made by van der Waal. Second assumption is the molecules have intermolecular forces. So having these two assumptions as the background, he introduced two terms. One is called volume correction and the other one is a pressure correction. First, the volume correction. What is this volume correction? A correction factor NB is to be subtracted from the volume of an ideal gas or the volume of a real gas to get the ideal volume. So the factor NB has to be subtracted from the volume of the real gas to get the ideal gas volume. What is this NB? Look here, this is a gas molecule. This is another gas molecule. The collision diameter is a sigma, which means the closest distance between two nuclei. when they collide with each other, the closest distance between the two nuclei is a sigma. So the radius is a sigma by 2. Here is another sigma by 2. So when you assume a sphere with a radius of sigma, look here, a radius of sigma. When you're assuming a sphere, yes? Yeah? Somebody is asking something. See, I am assuming another sphere here. Look here. Actually, this is the molecule. The molecular radius is a sigma by 2. I take another sigma by 2. So if you are able to assume a sphere with a radius of sigma, this is actually the entire molecular space. This volume, which is not considered in the ideal gas equation or in the kinetic theory of gases, is called excluded volume. This is called the excluded volume. So the excluded volume is a 4 by 3 pi sigma cube for two molecules. When you consider these two molecules, here is one sphere and the volume of the sphere is common for both the molecules. Therefore, 4 by 3 pi sigma cube is for two molecules. So the excluded volume per molecule will be just half of that, which is 2 by 3 pi sigma cube. The half of the entire volume is per molecule. So 4 by 3 pi r square is the actual volume of the gas. This is the radius r. Whereas 2 by 3 pi sigma cube is the excluded volume. See here, radius is nothing but the diameter by 2. So when I substitute the diameter by 2 in the volume of the molecule, you are getting 4 by 3 pi sigma by 2 whole cube, which is actually is equal to, so this and this will get cancelled. So you will be getting 1 by 6, right? 1 by 6 pi sigma cube, because this is 2 into 2 into 2. So 8. 8 means 4 and 8 will get cancelled. 2 into 3, 6. Therefore 1 by 6 pi sigma cube. Now you compare the actual volume of the molecule. Actual volume of the molecule is 1 by 6 pi sigma cube. Excluded volume is 2 by 3 pi sigma cube, almost nearly 4 times the actual volume. See, originally the molecule was considered as a point mass with a volume 1 by 6 pi sigma cube. But the excluded volume proposed by van der Waal was 4 times the volume of the actual molecule. So that much volume correction is needed. So the excluded volume itself is 4 times the actual volume of the molecule. So what he did a correction. Look here. So the excluded volume per mole. So in the previous slide, what we have seen is the excluded volume per molecule. What is it for one molecule? This is the volume of the molecule itself. This is the excluded volume. Now we are going to calculate the excluded volume for 1 mole. What is excluded volume for 1 mole? This is the excluded volume for 1 molecule. So into Avogadro number. So it is 4 times the molecule. Look here, don't get confused. Excluded volume is equal to 4 times the actual volume of the molecule. So I have taken, this is the actual volume of the molecule. Instead of the sigma by 2, I have put simply r square, 4 r cube. Actually, this should be cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube. So 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, 4 times the molecular volume into Avogadro number. This is called the constant B. This is called the constant B. So the compressible volume per mole of gas is equal to V minus B. When you subtract this excluded volume for 1 mole of the gas, what you are getting is the ideal gas volume. So the volume of the real gas minus the B will give you the volume of the ideal gas. So here the B is also called co-volume. So for n mole of gases, this is for 1 mole of gas. For n mole of gases, it is V minus NB. V minus NB for 1 mole of gas. So this is the volume correction. Any doubt you have? I want to repeat this. See, the collision diameter is a sigma. So two molecules touch each other. So the radius is a sigma by 2. So the volume of the molecule is 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is a sigma by 2. So I am substituting sigma by 2 here and I am getting 1 by 6 pi sigma cube. So when I take the excluded volume as the diameter is considered the radius of a bigger sphere and the volume of the bigger sphere is the excluded volume, that excluded volume is 2 by 3 pi sigma cube. 2 by 3 pi sigma cube. So the excluded volume is 4 times the actual volume of the molecule. So I am taking 4 times the actual volume of the molecule multiplied by Avogadro number, which gives you the excluded volume of the gas per mole, which is B. When this B is subtracted from the actual volume, you are getting the ideal gas volume. So B is also called co-volume. For n mole of gas, this is equal to V minus NB. Actually, this should be cube. You change it to cube. I have wrongly written as a square here. So this is the correction carried out in the volume. Now, what is the correction due to intermolecular forces? That is the pressure correction. What is the pressure correction? Watch closely. This is the container. This container has a gas molecule here and a gas molecule sticking on the wall of the container. This gas molecule will be attracted in all directions by the neighboring molecules. The molecules present all around this molecule will attract that. But the molecule which is on the wall of the container is attracted by the molecules which are behind them, not here, because in front of this molecule there is no gas molecules to attract it. Therefore, what happens? The gas molecule, it is actually going to hit on the wall of the container, but while hitting, all other gas molecules are dragging that. They are pulling that molecule away. So the molecule is not hitting on the wall with actually expected kinetic energy, with a less kinetic energy because of all other molecules pulling the molecule, because the molecules are pulling the molecule away from the wall, because on the wall side there is no other molecule to pull it. So the actual force with which the molecule has to strike the wall is a little bit lowered by other molecules pulling it towards the back. So what happens? It strikes with a lower velocity. So it exerts lower pressure on the wall. Actual expected pressure is not given. It is actually hitting on the wall with and makes a lower pressure because of the dragging forces of all other molecules. So ideal pressure is the pressure observed here plus the pressure lost because of the dragging of all other molecules. So here we subtracted a volume which is called the co-volume. Here we are adding a pressure. Actually, this pressure is what the gas molecule lost because of the dragging pull of the other molecules. So here we assume that the gas molecules have intermolecular forces. Here we assume that the gas molecules have an excess volume. The volume is higher. So this is volume correction. This is pressure correction. Here the volume that is assumed higher has to be subtracted to get the ideal gas volume. Here the pressure that the gas has lost because of the intermolecular forces has to be added to get the actual pressure. So that withdrawing force, the force that is acting on the molecule to pull it so that it is not hitting the wall with high velocity. Its velocity is lowered because the molecules at the back of the particular molecule are pulling it away. So the withdrawing force is directly proportional to the number of molecules per volume in the bulk. It all depends upon the number of molecules which are pulling that molecule away. So if more number of molecules are present here, more withdrawing force is seen. Or I can say it directly proportional to density of the gas. What is density? Density is the number of molecules per unit volume. If density increases, then what will happen? More number of gas molecules will attract the molecule. Or the number of molecules striking the wall is also directly proportional to density of the gas. See, if you consider one molecule hitting the wall, how much the negative force is given to the molecule, it depends upon the density. What are all the number of molecules hitting the wall? That also depends upon the density. So these three proportionalities are very important. See, the withdrawing force, actually we should not say this is withdrawing force. Let us say this is a dragging force or pulling force or something like that. So the forces acting on this molecule to pull it away from the wall is directly proportional to the number of molecules per volume in the bulk, which is the density of the gas. And also number of molecules striking the wall is also proportional to the density of the gas. Now I can write all the things what I have discussed so far can be symbolically written like this. See, pressure is directly proportional to rho square, that is density square, and the pressure is inversely proportional to volume, which can also be written as pressure is inversely proportional to volume square. So why I am writing like this? Density is mass per number per volume, no? So number per volume, density number per volume square, because density is square. So this proportionality can be converted into an equation by introducing a proportionality constant A. P is equal to A by V square, where A is a constant which depends upon the nature of the gas. So the real gas equation is P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT for 1 mole of a gas. For n moles of a gas, P plus n square A by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT. Then you may ask, sir, how this n square has come here? See, A and B are called van der Waals constants. Look here, pressure is directly proportional to rho square. Pressure is directly proportional to number of moles and rho square. So n square, rho square. So pressure is directly proportional to what is rho square? 1 by V square. N square by V square. So pressure is equal to A n square by V square. That is how this n square has come here. See what happened when people did experiments with the carbon dioxide at a temperature of 47 degrees centigrade. The experimental values that they got for A and B were very close to the van der Waals constants which were theoretically calculated. So from this observation, it is proved that what van der Waals said was true. So this is how the constants A and B were established, which are called van der Waals constants. Now you see, A n square by V square is P. This is the pressure. From this, you can derive an equation for A. A is equal to PV square by N square. What is P? P is the pressure expressed in atmosphere. What is V? it is expressed in decimeter cube. So decimeter cube square, because volume square. What is N? Number of moles. Number of moles square, mole square. So A is getting the units atmosphere decimeter power 6 per mole square. So this is the unit for the constant A. If you take a B, B is a volume per mole of gas. So decimeter cube per mole. So this is the unit for B. See, in the case of A and B, units are very important. Units are very important because most of the problems in the competitive examinations are asked with this idea to derive the unit of A and B, or to calculate A and B, or to calculate the real gas pressure or real gas volume. Such calculations are asked in a greater number. So if you want to really do the competitive examination and appear for the university entrance examination or any other IIT examinations, you should understand this concept. Probably what I am teaching here may not be asked there, but what I am teaching here has its own application and its own idea to solve the problems of higher classes. So be very watchful and try to understand the units of the constants A and B. See, look here. So A is a measure of van der Waals forces of a cohesion. How the molecules are cohesive. If A increases, then the force of cohesion is also increasing. See, for helium, for hydrogen and helium, the value is very small. It is 0.024. A is 0.024 atmosphere decimeter power 6 mole power -2. And for helium, it is 0.34 atmosphere decimeter power 6 mole power -2. Very small quantities of A and B. Similarly for ammonia, see, look here, ammonia, carbon dioxide, chlorine, sulfur dioxide. So these are all the gases which are easily liquefiable or easily soluble in liquids, in water. If they are easily liquefiable or easily soluble in water, that means that they have more intermolecular forces. As expected, hydrogen and helium, they have very little intermolecular forces, whereas ammonia, carbon monoxide, chlorine, and sulfur dioxide, they have very high intermolecular forces. So as expected, the A value for ammonia, carbon dioxide, chlorine, and sulfur dioxide are 4.17, 3.59, 6.49, and 6.71 atmosphere decimeter power 6 and mole per square. So with this idea, I think the gaseous state unit is over. Let me check the syllabus. Do you have any doubts?